Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Dina, and today we are going to be opening a HeartGold SoulSilver series collection. I'd like to thank all of my Patreon supporters for helping me get this box. Totally don't have to donate at all, but it's awesome that I could do an extra opening this month thanks to my Patreon donators. And they chose this out of the few that I had selected, and I agree. This is the one that I wanted to open the most as well. We have a little Entei figurine in here and a Pokeball, all the fully evolved starters, and 5 booster packs. So let's see what else is in the back here. The heat is on in the Pokémon TCG HeartGold and SoulSilver series collection. Who can stand the heat to train the legendary Pokémon Entei? You can! In the Pokémon trading card game HeartGold and SoulSilver series collection, you'll find more than 50 Pokémon cards, including 3 select foil promo cards to expand your collection, all watched over by a spectacular figure of the volcano Pokémon Entei. Every trainer will lava this awesome collection. Oh, you're so punny. So we got a little Lugia and Ho there as well. On this side we've got all the starter guys again. And I got this set off of Amazon, and I will leave the link below if you guys would like to try your luck as always. Let's open this guy up. Here you can see things a little bit better. So first up, here are the holo starters. Got Typhlosion, looking pretty cool. I like the shatter effect on all of these holos as well. Do you see that? Yeah, it's pretty cool. This Typhlosion has 130 HP, can do Magma Punch for 50, Fire Spin for 120, though you do have to discard 2 energy attached to Typhlosion. So that's not too fun, but 120 damage, wow. Feraligatr, my favorite. It looks pretty tough in this one. I actually have a deck with Feraligatr in it already because I believe they included him in a pretty recent series. So I'll definitely add this one in. Here he has 130 HP, Spinning Tail, which does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. No weakness or resistance for the benched Pokemon. And we have Surf for 80. And Meganium. He's in a slightly different style than the other two, which were more like painterly style, and he almost looks like he came straight from the anime. Has a really cool holo background though. The other guys took up more space in the card, I think. So Meganium has Sleep Powder for 30, the defending Pokemon is now asleep. And Giant Bloom for 60, remove 2 damage counters from Meganium. Also has a resistance to water type. None of these other guys have a resistance. Stick these guys back here. And the little Entei. He's in a little holder. Let's get him on his stand. So there he is. Looks kind of angry. Stick him in the background as well. And let's get to some of these booster packs. So here are the booster pack options. We have HeartGold SoulSilver Unleashed, regular HeartGold SoulSilver, 2 Triumphant, and 1 Undaunted. I don't think I've opened very many at all from this series because I didn't exactly have money to buy cards at this stage. So, yep. Which should we open first? I guess we have 2 of these guys, so let's start with that. So first up we have a Magmortar. I never really liked the idea of giving Magmar or Electabuzz evolutions personally. I thought they should have just stayed how they were. I miss when they used to do a whole bunch of Pokemon that were just like one-offs that didn't have any evolutions. I mean, baby Pokemon were okay, but yeah. And this one says, the goal of every battle, the pride of every trainer. Battle for excitement, for the challenge, and for the victory. In the Pokemon trading card game HS Triumphant expansion, you'll find what you need to put Triumph within your reach. Palkia and Dialga combine as an incredible Pokemon legend, with Machamp, Gengar, and half dozen other powerful Pokemon appear for the first time as Pokemon Prime. New trainer, supporter, and stadium cards, plus new special energy card, will give you strategies and deck ideas. The only thing missing is a trainer who battles to win, and that's you. So Triumphant has over 100 cards. Okay. And we have a Lickitung, again with its classic 90 HP. Seems like every time I open a Lickitung he's got 90 HP. He also has an attack called Beat for 10 and Tongue Wrap, where you choose one of your opponent's benched Pokemon and it does 30 damage without weakness or resistance. Looks pretty cute. Next up we have Illumise, with a little Volbeat in the background as well. 70 HP. He has an attack called Sweet Scent. Remove 3 damage counters from one of your Pokemon. Vulcan Beat. Flip a coin for each Volbeat you have in play. This attack does 30 damage times the number of heads. Oh, what a cute Swablu. I really like Swablu, if you can't tell. So he's got 40 HP, is a normal type, and has Wing Flick for 10 damage. Your opponent switches the defending Pokemon with one of his or her benched Pokemon. I also like these cards because it has little blurbs down here about each Pokemon. This one, for example, says, its wings bring cottony clouds to mind. It grims with spring water and loves to sit on heads. That's kind of random. It is weak to electric type and resistant to fighting. And here we have a Machop. And I guess he doesn't have any toes? I don't think I've ever noticed that. Interesting. He has 60 HP, Steady Punch for 10, plus flip a coin of heads, it does 10 more damage, and then Mach Cross for 50. We also have a Shuppet, he has 60 HP. He has an attack called Disable. Flip a coin, if heads, choose one of the defending Pokemon's attacks. That Pokemon can't use that attack during your opponent's next turn. And Haunt. Put 1 damage counter on the defending Pokemon. Not sure why you wouldn't just say do 10 damage, but okay. He's weak to Dark type and actually has a resistance to Normal type. That's pretty interesting. I guess because he's a ghost. I haven't seen that too often. Oh, and our reverse holo is also a Shuppet. The reverse holo in these are kind of plain. They're just straight color, but it's really cool to look at still. Okay, stick him back here. And our rare is a Sharpedo. Has 90 HP. An attack called Strip Bear for 20 damage. Flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, your opponent discards all cards from his or her hand. Wow. He also has Rage for 50 plus, does 50 plus 10 more damage for each damage counter on Sharpedo, so that you could do up to 130 damage just with this. I like Sharpedo and his design. I just don't have very many Carvanha, which is unfortunate. And he's weak to electric type. Whalummer is another really cute one that I like, because he's just like a big, happy, grinny ball of a whale. Has 90 HP, so it's really good for a basic Pokemon, just like Lickitung there. Double attack, choose 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack does 20 to each of them. And Surf for 50. Not quite sure why Surf there takes 4 energy cards for only 50, but you can easily lower that with both of these with a double colorless energy. And we have Valerion, who is metal or steel type. He does takedown for 80 damage, but he takes 20 damage as well. And Marowak, who has 90 HP, Bone Meringue 60, flip 2 coins. His attack does 60 damage times the number of heads, and Bone Impact 20 plus. If there are any stadium cards in play, it does 20 damage plus 60 more, and then you discard that stadium card. He also has a resistance to electric type, and he's weak to water type. Now that I have the Marowak break, I could see myself using this in a deck. Okay. Next up, let's go for the regular HeartGold and SoulSilver. This one features an Ampharos, journey to the Johto region to reveal HeartGold and SoulSilver. Pokemon are the heart and soul of any great Pokemon trainer, and now is your chance to catch some of the greatest Pokemon of all time. With new kinds of cards that will change the way you play, like Pokemon Prime and astonishing Pokemon Legends Ho-Oh and Lugia, plus lots of trainer cards that will accelerate your game and select energy cards with brand new look, HeartGold and SoulSilver expansion will get you started on your journey to greatness. First up, we have a very flat-looking Caterpie. Oh, he kind of looks like he's melting or something. But I like the style that it's drawn in, as well as the flowers there. So we have Tackle for 20. Pretty simple, though he only has 30 HP. That's too bad. Next up, we have a very anime-styled Snubbull. Oh, I think I see something special. Okay, hold on. Snubbull, 50 HP. He's got Roar. Your opponent switches the defending Pokemon with one of his or her benched Pokemon. And Sharp Fang for 20. And weak to Fighting type. This was back when the Fairy type hadn't been introduced, so Snubbull was just normal. Here is Hoppip. Always one of my favorite designs. I like that it had like little cat ears, you know? Very cute little guy. And he had a tail, didn't he? Huh. It's funny. I don't remember that he had a tail. So this Hoppip has 30 HP and an attack called Bounce for 1 energy card. Does 10 damage, and then you switch Hoppip with one of your benched Pokemon. So I guess that'll help the fact that he only has 30 HP. He is resistant to fighting because he can fly, and weak to fire. Next up we have Coughing, 50 HP. Has an attack called Smokescreen for 10. If the defending Pokemon tries to attack during your opponent's next turn, your opponent flips a coin. If tails, that attack does nothing. And Suffocating Gas for 20. And he's weak to Psychic. Spinarak has 50 HP, an attack called Hang Down for 10, and Spiderweb. The defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. And he's weak to fire. Whoa, look at that. It is a Meganium. And he's got this like really shiny eye. Paching, gonna get you, gonna use Leer. It's got this really cool silver border. This is in the spot that the reverse holo would normally be. I don't have very much of a familiarity with this set, as I think I stated, but this Pokemon has a power called Leaf Trans. As often as you like during your turn before your attack, you may move a leaf energy attached to one of your Pokemon to another of your Pokemon. Can't be used if Meganium is affected by a special condition. And then has Solar Beam for a flat 80. He is resistant to water and weak to fire. Let's take a closer look at him. He looks really intense. Well, he's so funny though, because he's still got like the antennas and he's like made of flowers. This is a very cool card, I think. It is number 108 out of 123. So I'll put you in the back there. And the rare in this deck, in this pack, is Lapras. Always like a Lapras card. 90 HP, has Ice Beam for 20. Flip coin if head, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. And Ice Blade. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack does 30 damage to that Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance for benched Pokemon. And he is weak to Steel because he is Ice type. Stick that in the back as well. Ooh, and we also have a Blissey, 130 HP. Energy Link for 10. Search your discard pile for an energy card and attach it to Blissey. Double Edge 80, but you do 40 damage to yourself. I'm just not a fan of any of the cards that do damage to themselves, but I have a few protection cubes, so if I decide to use it, it's not that big of a deal, you know? Oh, and it's a Skiploom. That's awesome. I wonder if I'll get Jumpluff as well. So this Skiploom has 60 HP, has a very, very cute styling here. I like its mouth, it's all like blah, blah, blah. And flowers as well. It's got Knock Away, 20 damage, and then if you get a heads on the coin flip, it does 10 more damage. Again, resistant to fighting type. And we have Mantine. I believe I actually already have this card. A while back I have opened a couple of these packs, but I'm not very familiar with the whole series. Mantine has 80 HP here. It's got a little Remoraid hanging on. Group Swim. Search your deck for a water Pokemon, show it to your opponent, put it into your hand, shuffle the deck afterwards. And Aqua Slash for 40. Mantine can't attack during your next turn. Also is resistant to fighting type. Okay, so that was a cool pack. We got 3 more to go here. I think I'm going to go with Skarmory. Undaunted. No challenge too great, no battle too fierce. HS Undaunted. The greatest trainers are those who are fearless in the face of battle, and that's you. In Pokemon TCG HS Undaunted expansion, you'll discover battle-ready Pokemon just waiting to be summoned by the fearless trainer in you. The powerful Rayquaza and Deoxys become a Pokemon legend to be reckoned with. 6 Pokemon, from Raichu to Umbreon to Slowking, join the ranks of Pokemon Prime. And stadium cards like the Ruins of Alph and trainer cards like Legend Box change every player's strategy. Are you ready to be Undaunted? Contains 90 cards in the series. Oh, kind of hard to open. Come on. Ooh, there we go. First up we have Slugma with 60 HP. Has a Pokemon power called Active Volcano. Once during your turn before your attack, you may discard the top card of your deck. If that card is a fire energy card, attach it to Slugma. And he has Combustion for 40. Makes sense why he has that Pokemon power, because it does take 3 to power him up despite his low HP. And he's kind of like a clay style. Next we have Oddish. Oddish. Got 40 HP, an attack called Ram for 10, and find a friend. You have to flip a coin, and then you can search for a leaf Pokemon. Interesting, this time he is weak to Psychic type. I guess because he's kind of considered a poison type, even though, you know, he's not strictly poison. And Combi. Not my favorite Pokemon design, but he is cute. 30 HP, and he has an attack called Enraged Assault. 20 plus damage. If Vespiquen is on your bench and has any damage counters, this attack does 20 damage plus 60 more, and the defending Pokemon is poisoned. Whoa! That's a lot. Okay. And he is weak to fire. These cards are also very thick, I forgot to note. It's pretty cool. And we have Grimer with 60 HP. Sticky Liquid is his first attack. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon's retreat cost is 1 more. And Sledge Toss does 20 damage. Also weak to Psychic type. What a cute Eevee. This Eevee has 50 HP, has an attack called Tackle for 10, and Bite for 20. Pretty simple. Our reverse holo is Oddish here, which we just drew as well. Again, just a flat color for the reverse holo in the set. Go ahead and stick it in the back. And then we have Hariyama. He is the rare for this pack. And he has the 100 HP. Ooh, wow. He's got Hammerin for 60 damage and Backward Belt Throw for 80 plus. You may do 80 damage plus 20 more damage. If you do, he does 20 to himself. Wow, 100 damage. That's pretty good for this guy. And he is weak to Psychic type. We also have a Muck, which is great because we got the Grimer, and that is 100 HP for him, which is great as well. Sludge Drag is the first attack. Switch the defending Pokemon with one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. He is now confused and poisoned. Am I reading that right? Wow, that is a great attack for only 1. Pester for 50 plus. If the defending Pokemon is affected by a special condition, it does 50 plus 30 damage. Wow, so those 2 in a row, that would be great. Especially because you can stick a double colorless on him and do this attack in 2 turns. Wow, I will definitely be finding a place for you. And we have Slowbro getting taunted by some starters here. Look at him. They're throwing an apple at him. Oh, maybe they're not. Maybe he just got one dropped on his head. This Slowbro, it has 90 HP, has an attack called Full Belly Refresh. Remove all special conditions and 3 damage counters from Slowbro. Startling Trip for 50. Flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now confused. If tails, Slowbro is confused. But he does require a Psychic Energy, which is pretty interesting, I think. And he's weak to Electric type. The supporter card here is Flower Shop Lady. She has a Pseudo Widow in the background and a Bellossom with a little Squirtle watering can. Search your discard pile for 3 Pokemon and 3 basic energy cards. Show them to your opponent and shuffle them into your deck. Whoops, so it was getting a little bit dark out, so I turned on a light. Here we have Triumphant and Unleashed as our last 2. Let's go for Triumphant. And it's got Palkia on the cover. The goal of every battle, the pride of every trainer. Battle for excitement, for the challenge, for the victory. So here we have Machop, again with his not really toe having feet. Oh, that's a really cool Nidoran. I like that. kind of like a pastel watercolory style again. Looks pretty fierce. This Nidoran girl has 50 HP, has an attack called Friend Search. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose one Pokemon you find there, show it to your opponent, and put it back into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. And Double Kick. Flip 2 coins, it does 20 damage times the number of heads, and weak to Psychic type. Oh, and we have a Scorpy in a very cartoon-like style. 60 HP and an attack here called Paralyzing Clamp for 30 damage. Flip a coin, if tails it does nothing, if heads the defending Pokemon is paralyzed. Oh, and a Nidoran boy. 50 HP as well. Has an attack here called Pheromone Poison. If Nidoran girl is on your bench, the defending Pokemon is now poisoned. That's pretty useful. He also has Horn Attack for 20. Both of these guys actually had a lot of colorless for their attacks. I believe in the original game set, the Nidoran evolutionary line was grass type, so it'd be interesting to have both grass type Nidorans and psychic type in one deck. We also have a Bronzor who is in a kind of clay style there, if you can see. In the most recent, or one of the most recent sets, there was a Bronzong that I kept getting, so definitely needed some more Bronzor. He has Iron Defense, which says flip a coin if heads prevent all effects of attacks, including damage. Just the next turn, though. And Tackle for 20. He is weak to fire and resistant to psychic. Wow, reverse hollow rare Venomoth. Oh, look at that artwork. Very pretty. The artwork in this set is pretty varied. I really like this style, you know, the pastel, very painterly style. Yeah, check that out. Again, these are just the flat color hollow. This Venomoth has 80 HP, has an attack here called Poison Moth Wind. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. If tails, your active Pokemon is now poisoned. Ugh, that's no fun. And then we also have Stun Spore here for 30 damage. Flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. Weak to fire and not resistant to anything. So reverse hollow rare. Cool, I'll stick that in the back. Oh look, and actually there is a Bronzong. This is the rare in the pack. It's non-hollow, but still really cool. It looks also like that clay style as the Bronzor. You can see. Its attack, it has 90 HP, and its first attack here is Legend Ceremony. Search your deck for both halves of a Pokemon legend. Show them to your opponent, put them into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. We also have Reflect Energy for 30 damage. You have an energy card attached to Bronzong to one of your benched Pokemon. Weak to fire and again resistant to psychic type. And here we have a trainer called Junk Arm. Discard 2 cards from your hand, search your discard pile for a trainer card, show it to your opponent, and put it in your hand. You can't use Junk Arm. You can't choose Junk Arm. Oh, okay. So you can't just keep choosing it. And we have a very angry looking Machoke. It's got kind of like evil teeth there, do you see? It's kind of funny. Also, it's always weird, like, it looks like his muscles are kind of like busting through his skin. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, Machoke has 90 HP and an attack here called Knuckle Down for 30. This attack's damage isn't affected by Pokepowers, Pokebodies, or any other effects on the defending Pokemon. And strength for a solid 30. He is weak to psychic Pokemon. Lastly here we have a Piloswine or Piloswine. Already has 100 HP, very nice. I've never seen him like up like that, you know. Normally it's just them down with the hair kind of covering it, like Cousin It. The first attack here is Blizzard for 40, and then you flip a coin. If heads, it does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. If tails, it's 10 to your own bench Pokemon. And we have Hammerin for 60. Weak again to Steel type. Okay. And moving on to the last pack of this opening, it is an HS Unleashed with a Raikou on the cover. Look at him, he looks so evil. Pokemon Legends freed, Pokemon Prime released, HS Unleashed. Raikou, Entei, Suicune. Alone, each of these legendary Pokemon is a force to be reckoned with, but let loose in pairs, they become amazing legend cards. In the HS Unleashed expansion, you'll find Pokemon Prime bursting at the seams, powerful Pokemon like Jirachi and Shaman raring to join the battle, and Pokemon Legends joining the forces for twice the excitement. Are you a powerful enough trainer to command what's been unleashed? Oh, there's something sparkly. Can you see that? Okay, but let's go in order, you know. First up, we have a Poliwag jumping out of a pond there. 50 HP, an attack called Call for Family. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Shuffle your deck afterward. And an attack called Razor Fin here for 20. And he is weak to Electric compared to the original where he was weak to Grass. We have a Teddiursa with 60 HP, an attack called Takedown for 20, but he does 10 damage to himself, which is kind of unfortunate since he only has 60 HP. Again, a protection cube could solve that. Ooh, a pretty epic looking Zubat. There are a couple in there actually, about 4. He has 50 HP, an attack called Glide for 10 damage, and double attack. Choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. It does 10 to each of them. That's pretty good for only 1 psychic. We have a weakness to flying, or a weakness to electric because he's flying, and a resistance to fighting. We have a Cherubi here, has 50 HP and a tackle attack. Not quite sure why he's like up in the air. Maybe that's meant to be like a Sakura tree. So he has just tackle for 10, weakness to fire type, and a resistant to water type. Pretty cute. And we have a Misdrevious for 50. Well, has 50 HP. Looks like she's coming out of a summoning circle or something. Has an attack called Sharpshooting. Choose 1 of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack does 10 damage to that Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance for the benched Pokemon. Weak to dark type and resistant to normal type. And in the reverse hollow spot, we have an Ursaring with this really cool silvery border. Look at that. Again, like the Meganium. And here he has 110 HP. A Pokebody called Berserk. If Ursaring has any damage counters on it, each of his attacks does 60 more damage. What? So we can do up to 120 just with Megaton Lariat, which you can power up with 2 double colorless. Wow. He also has Hammer Arm here for 30, which you can also discard the top card from your opponent's deck. This is a really cool card. He looks really epic. The Meganium one was the same, how like close up they are, you know? I haven't seen those before. And he is number 89 out of 95 for this set. And the other rare in this pack is a Floatzel. Has 80 HP, and it looks like he's about to send off some water, or he's in the process of shooting water at somebody. He has an attack, or a Pokepower actually, Water Acceleration. Once during your turn, you may attach a water energy card from your hand to Floatzel. Can't be used if he is affected by a special condition. And he also has Waterfall for 60. Takes 3 energy cards, but shouldn't be a problem with Water Acceleration. And he is weak to Electric type. Here we have a supporter card called Engineer's Adjustments. I wonder if that's what I'm going to be doing. You can play only 1 supporter card each turn, and it says discard an energy card from your hand, then draw 4 cards. And we have a Judge. I've gotten this card before. Each player shuffles his or her hand into his or her deck and draws 4 cards. Oh, and a third trainer card here. This one is called Dual Ball. Flip 2 coins. For each heads, search your deck for a basic Pokemon, show it to your opponent, and put it into your hand. If you do, shuffle your deck afterwards. Cool, so those were the cards that I got today. Let's take a little review look at some of the hollows, reverse hollows, and stuff. I guess we'll go kind of reverse order. So we got the Typhlosion, Meganium for Alligator. Got another Meganium and Ursaring, looking very cool there. A non-hollow Bronzong, reverse hollow rare Venomoth, reverse Oddish, Lapras non-hollow, Lapras, and a Sharkpedo rare non-hollow, and a Shuppet reverse hollow. So I'd like to just say thank you again to my Patreon supporters, and thanks for watching this video, and like usual, I will just be making card noises until the end of the video, as well as packaging noises. So I will see you in my next video. Bye!